We are the Kingdom marketing firm, and we chose to focus on Red Iguana, Utah's premier Mexican restaurant.
We chose to do the Red Iguana, just a Mexican restaurant located in Salt Lake City. It's received a ton of awards since it opened in 1985, and just to show how kind of successful it is, on the online app and website Yelp, it was actually the highest rated restaurant in Salt Lake City. So the product is just Mexican food that they sell, or maybe even just the authentic experience that they offer. And so why we chose the Red Iguana? So we chose it because it's local, and us doing this project might have some real-world application, because honestly, when we first start in the marketing, we'll probably start with like kind of lower, more local businesses as to bigger corporations. And then another reason is that it's just kind of a restaurant that we've all tried, and then we thought we could be passionate or interested in promoting it. And clearly it's a successful business, and we wanted to see if we could still improve upon it.
I'm going to talk about who is the evidence for Red Iguana. So firstly, Red Iguana has been in Utah since 1985. Because of this, Red Iguana attracted many evidence to eat here just for fantastic food. Among these customers, most of them are Muslims and Americans. Besides, many local fans come from far beyond the neighborhood, and many repeat visitors to Salt Lake make it a point to eat here on every trip, where locals come more often. And there's no denying that Red Iguana has a huge following and offers customers a unique experience. For example, when you look through Red Iguana officer website, you can see links to third parties such as Yelp and TripAdvisor. They are huge users give the restaurant the positive reviews, and customers finally satisfied with the taste of the Red Iguana. And you could see that these customers really enjoy the food at the Red Iguana. Therefore, I think this is the reason why Red Iguana is the best Mexican food restaurant in Utah.
It's my honor to give a brief introduction to the positional strategy of our restaurant, Red Iguana. After careful analysis, we believe positioning the Red Iguana as one of the best Mexican restaurants in Utah, where the audience can enjoy real Mexican experience, is the most effective way to attract our target audience. Here are the reasons why we do so. First, it can give our target audience a very clear impression about the products we offer. We need to make the Red Iguana restaurant stand out from the crowded restaurants. When the customers want to go out for dinner, we hope the Red Iguana restaurant could come to their mind at the first moment. The Mexican element in our restaurant is the most distinguishing feature, so we want to make the future clear to the customers. Secondly, we want to tell the audience that the Red Iguana is not merely a place to have dinner, it's also a place to enjoy the Mexican experience. This feature can differentiate the Red Iguana from other restaurants. The persisting that Red Iguana restaurant is one of the best Mexican restaurants in Utah is not groundless. In fact, we have received many recognitions these years. For example, Salt Lake magazine recognized the Red Iguana in the restaurant Hall of Fame. We are the Fatty Award winner and the 40th choice in 2010. Our restaurant was awarded as the best Mexican in Utah in 2011. We are proud of our achievement and therefore want to express it to our target audience. The Mexico restaurant where the audience can enjoy a real Mexican experience slogan can attract many customers who are fond of Mexican food and the Mexican experience, and the recognitions make us more competitive.
When we began our advertising campaign, we needed to boil what we needed to get done into 4 objectives. The main 4 that we found out was we needed to reach out to a younger generation. We needed to promote the red iguana ordering options online and the catering options, and create awareness for the second store. We also wanted to increase our walk-in traffic, and finally increase revenue. We were able to split these up into 2 general categories. These top 2 are our 2 more specific areas of advertising, or really gets into more detail. And these 2, increase revenue and walk-in traffic, are a little bit more general. To attack the top 2 objectives, we are going to increase our local online presence and begin a food truck campaign to reach out to young locals. We feel right now that currently a lot of families and tourists are our main customers and not local residents that are younger. Finally, our billboard approach for our 2 general objectives is we're going to use a billboard just to reach out to as many people as we possibly can. This is going to be widespread targeting just to try to get a general awareness for the red iguana.
To promote our restaurant, we will use both online and direct channels. As far as online channels, an important tool is our website. On our website, we will provide our customers with information regarding store hours, location, history of our restaurant, how it was created, as well as we will post an online menu that is fully updated, popular meals, as well as we will create links to our online reservation tool, OpenTable, that will allow them to reserve a table before coming to our restaurant, as our restaurant is known to be very busy with long wait when people decide last minute showing up. Also, our website is going to have links to our social media accounts as well as to our blog. We will send out probably monthly email newsletters updating our customers about new meals, new offers, potentially about new employees in our restaurant. We will create a Google Plus account so that when people use Google to search for our restaurant, it shows up with detailed information about our restaurant right away. Our Google account will be geo-targeted so that we can minimize the expense associated with this account, as well as so we only get clicks from customers that are within a reasonable distance that can potentially visit our restaurant. We will advertise our restaurant in online newspapers. We will create a Yelp account. Our Yelp account will be up to date. It will contain our online menu as well as hours, directions to our restaurant, and we will update it and regularly review reviews from our customers. We will respond to both positive and negative feedback to our customers. We will have a social media presence. We'll open accounts for our restaurant on Facebook and on Twitter, and we'll try to keep that updated daily. And we will also use Instagram, post delicious looking meals, photos of our meals on Instagram, as well as on Yelp. As far as our direct channels, we will acquire a food truck so we can reach out to customers that may not be able to come to our restaurant locally, but who is going to be people that will potentially drive the distance at a later time to our restaurant. This will be a great promotional tool to find new customers at remote areas. We could drive our food truck to fairs, to universities, campuses, to larger campus events on universities. That would promote our restaurant in tremendous ways. So we would like to also start loyalty programs, both using mobile phones, applications for loyalty, as well as for people that do not own smartphones. We would provide them with punch cards. And finally, Last but not least, we would like to promote our restaurants with billboards along freeways that will potentially show the directions to our restaurant along the freeway, which exit they need to take where our restaurant is going to be found.
So Red Iguana last year, in 2013, had revenues of over $9 million, which is really good. So we would have decided on that we could go a little hefty on our budget and spend a little more just because we've been so successful in the past years and it's been continually growing. So with that, we decided to focus on 4 channels. I have 3 up here. I have another one on a spreadsheet I'll talk about. So our first one was the email campaign. We decided to go through MailChimp, and for a cost of $475 a month, we are able to send 1.2 million emails a month, and then have a customer subscription base of 100,000. And we decided that a click-through rate of 10% would be substantial enough that it would receive 120,000 clicks, and then if we had even 1% of those, which is really low for the conversion rate, we would get 1,200 orders. And we decided for the email campaign to offer a promotion to try to bring more people in, and that was a $25 promotion for 2 people to eat. So with that, we got sales of $30,000 because we did a $25 promotion and 1,200 orders, and then our cost was $475 a month for running the email campaign, which is relatively cheap. So that would actually get us a revenue of a little over $29,000, and the cost per acquisition is only 40 cents, which is really cheap, and we decided we could live with that, so we decided to go through with that. Now, we chose our second channel as a billboard, and we decided to choose an I-15 location down in South Salt Lake because that would receive people coming from Ogden Valley and Provo Valley to come work, and it would broaden our horizon for our geo-target marketing. And that is going to cost a little bit more, which is $4,000 a month. It's a little hefty investment, but it's guaranteed to see 3 million people a month, because we did about 100,000 people a day drive by I-15 and use it to commute. So with that, we did another 10% click-through, or I guess view-through rate, and that would lead to 300,000 people going to our website and checking it out. And if we had a conversion rate of 1% again, which is on the relatively low side, we would get 3,000 orders a month on that. And I looked online, and the average person usually spends about $25 when they eat out at Red Iguana, whether it be from an appetizer to a drink and then an entree. So with that, we got $75,000 in sales off of just running the billboard campaign, and that would lead to $71,000 in revenue, which the cost per acquisition is a little more expensive at $1.33, but the revenue being so high and the cost of the billboard a month is still relatively low, and the profit's enough for us that it'd be a good campaign to run. And then on that, we decided to do an online newspaper ad, which was relatively cheap, and because we chose to do the 2 main papers in Salt Lake City that get viewed the most, and that is the Salt Lake Tribune and Deseret News. So a subscription of $500 a month to get a 300 by 600 online ad on the side of the online newspaper gets us 83,333 guaranteed views, and we decided again to go with a click-through rate of 10%, and that would allow us to get 8,333 clicks a month. And we decided to go a little more on the conversion rate just because those are 2 local newspapers, and people in Utah tend to support their local businesses. So with that, we would get 167 orders, and I did again the $25 average money spent per person, which would lead to $4,167 in sales and a revenue of $3,667. And the cost per acquisition is a little higher. It's the most expensive one we have at $3, but we still believe it'd be a good way to get into the local market and help recognize our brand against other Mexican restaurants throughout Salt Lake Valley. Alright, so we did for our food truck, we did the 3-year projection for it, and For sales, for the first year, we had $136,500, and our expenses were wages. We figured we'd have 2 people working, and at $35,000 a year, that would be pretty fixed throughout the whole entire 3-year projection we had. And the truck, we found a truck that was fully equipped for $25,000, so we figured we'd just pay that up front instantly. And then legal fees to get it registered and the permit to serve food out of was $4,000 straight up fee on the first year. So for the first year, we had a total fixed of $90,000. And as you can see, throughout the 3 years, it went back down to $70,000 because we don't have to pay for the truck or the legal fees. And variable, we did fuel was around $26,000, driving 5 days a week for pretty much 52 weeks. And supplies, food, $10,400 throughout the year would be sufficient because it's pretty low cost for all the Mexican food that you need, the ingredients. Maintenance, if the truck breaks down or anything, we just did $1,000 for that. And so that made total expenses for $136,400. That would go out as a net income of only $100 for the first year, just because we had to cover all our upfront expenses, and it's the first year, so we're just getting started in building the customer base. But as you can see, throughout the next 3 years, you do see an increase in revenue until the 3rd year, which is $87,820, which is a great investment for just having a food truck, and it'll allow us to go to campuses and broaden our horizon for our market. And yeah, that's our projection. We did increase of 15% through each year for the variable expenses, just because we'd figure with more customers we'd have to spend more and everything. So that is our 3-year projection for the food truck. We believe it's necessary, or not necessary to have, but it would be beneficial for us to have, because as you can see, the profits just keep getting higher and higher throughout the year. And for our free ones like social media and Instagram and all that stuff, we decided not to do a budget just because it's free, and everything off of that will be profit. So that is our budget for Red Iguana.
And just to finish things up on how we'll measure our success. So first of all, we've already gone over budget projections. So we're just trying to stay updated with it and maybe cut things loose if it's not as profitable as we thought it would be, or maybe revamp it if it is more profitable than we thought it would be. And the next would just be an increased online presence, whether it's more likes on Facebook, more followers on Twitter, or a larger email list, or even higher search SEO. And next would be more customers at our locations, primarily our branch locations, because our main location is almost always busy. And finally, just not to get lazy, follow up and stay accountable with ourselves. So that's how we think we could best measure our success.